Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Jazz one more time. And the theme of the month our kids are approaching is
God is awesome.
God is awesome. I'm very happy because it's very connected to what we are going to study tonight. So for those who have been coming here on Monday nights last year, may have noticed that our lectures were mostly based on Emmanuel's books from the Living Spring collection, psychographed by Chico Xavier. And this year we are adding other authors. So we have some books from Joanna de Angelis and Luis. So this is good news. We are studying more of the mentor of the house, Joanna de Angelis. And before I start with the chapter 2, which is the Contempt of Faith, the study for tonight, I wanted to first have like a brainstorming about the book. The book title is After the Storm. And we're going to have other chapter studies throughout the year. I believe I've seen this book here before. So whoever wants to loan, we can loan it for free. I'm not sure if we have sale for this specific one. You can find it online in PDF too, for free also. And so just for us to kind of like whenever we're studying this book and we understand why are these messages there, why did Joanna de Angelis chose these messages? It was written in 1974, psychographed by Divaldo Franco, which by the way is going to be here in April in San Francisco.
The 11th.
And so the books talk about our time in humanity. And so why did she choose the title After the Storm? That's the first question. And how do I go next? Yes. So in a physical way, not the symbolic word, but you can give me a definition of storm. Whatever comes to your mind.
Lots of rain.
Lots of rain.
The wind.
And wind. And it shakes
Violent.
the tree, and it's strong, and can make things torn apart, and fall down. What else?
Chaos.
Chaos.
Oh, chaos is a good
Chaos.
Yeah.
Who else wants to say anything that happens when the storm?
Water.
Water, lots of water. Changes.
Fear.
Yeah, so the water cleans.
Fear.
And fear, we feel in fear, especially if you feel in a motorcycle on the freeway. A lot of fear. And so now for us to go to the symbolic ways, which some people already started to go there, I would like to suggest for all of us as students that we are here to play 3 different roles. So we are here as an earthly human race, and we are here as people. So we are personalities that we were born in a specific family with some context of this life, this body that we have, and also as immortal beings. So why do we do so? So our learning can be more complete. As human beings, we affect each other, and we are affected by the world we live in. So things that happen outside in the world, they affect us, and vice versa. And we have a role in this life. So when we are playing our role, we are also impacting the rest of the world. But besides the world that we live in, besides the time that we are living in, and these people that we are right now, in this body, in this family, this social security number, and etc., we are immortal beings. So we also have the context of being children of God and being in a journey of learning. So let's apply this to again, one more brainstorm on what is a storm now in the symbolic way. So starting as the earthly human race, what are the storms that we are living right now? Wars. Many serious wars, discrimination. Yes. It's not right or wrong, it's more like what do we think about this, because we all learn together. And then we can use these concepts that we are playing here later on. What else? Challenges, like what kind of challenges?
Many challenges.
For example, family challenges. like divorce, like having, and this goes to the our personal challenges too. Drugs, if you have kids and drugs, and as separation, like maybe one loved one has passed away, so we have this separation, temporary separation. And as more, and how about as immortal beings, what kind of storms are there or here? Like the fear of God, or just the fear of something, fear of life, fear of going to hell, guilt. What else? What kind of storms are we living in nowadays? Lack of faith, lack of faith, anger. So, Joanna de Angelis, in the preface of the book, she says that we are living to this time of the storm, and after the storm is the regeneration. And the regeneration of the planet only happens with the regeneration of each one of us to recreate, to regenerate our world, but not the physical world. It's not that we're going to move the chairs around, or we're going to reorganize the countries or the landscapes, but the way that we perceive the world. So this regeneration, which is a time that it's a transition time that we are, as human beings, are going through, is the recreation of the way that we perceive the world in a more spiritualized way. And once we make these changes, everything changes. The way our actions changes. There will be no more wars. Like once I truly see, believe, and understand and feel like the others are my brothers, I'm gonna find other ways to solve the conflicts without hurting my brothers, because I don't want them to hurt me too. And what else? What did we say? The family challenges. We understand the importance of the family, and we understand that those who are in our proximate families, we have some links to develop with them, and we're gonna understand that we are put in this family to develop something here, and so change the perspective and the way that we deal with our families. Which are the challenges, they say. Fear, once I understand that, for example, fear of death or the lack of faith, once I understand that there is no real death, only the body dies, then it changes the fear, it calms down my heart. So this is the After the Storm book. And I'm going to pause the sharing, pause the recording. So like us, did you like the movie? The whole movie is very good. So like us, Peter, sometimes we are real faith, and we are starting to go through a project or to the storm, and by not developing the superior kind of faith we're going to talk about in a minute, then we fall down, and this is what Joanna de Angelis is helping us to understand, that the faith, the true faith, the rational faith, is the one that's the rock solid base, the foundation for our lives, and as capital L lives. Okay, so the text, the Contempt of Faith, talks about this basically three parts of our story. The blind faith, contempt of faith, and rational faith. And so she that's what we're gonna go on the study tonight. And she argues that for a long time we were following a blind faith. So we accepted what the religious authorities would tell us, and without questioning. So basically, we were living what we were told what to believe, and sometimes if we question, we could even die. And sometimes, as the role of the religious authorities, we were using part of the truth mix with some things that are not part of the truth, and to manipulate and to use people. And so a cool reflection is that she brings to our life is why would the religious authority that have access to some part of the truth would use that to manipulate, to control, and to block our minds of thinking, reasoning, and understanding. Because we're selfish. Yeah. So that's in Spiritism teaches us that the root of all the evil is selfishness.
Because of power.
Power. So selfishness leads me to want to have power, pseudo power, to control lives. But how come if they or we had access to the truth, how come we not follow or not use this? What was missing there?
Faith.
What kind of faith was missing?
Faith in God. Faith in us.
Faith in God, faith in us. Yeah. So we get to the answer that I wanted to go. Yeah, the rational faith. So that's what Joanna says. Thank you. Is that we, even the religious authority didn't have enough, the genuine faith in God, faith in ourselves, the rational faith. So we didn't understand the things that we were told to believe. And so that's why also we let our selfishness to do this, what we did. And after a good time on this period of blind faith, of blind acceptance, she uses the word authoritarianism of the blind acceptance. And still in fear, so we were instilling in ourselves the fear of God. If I do something, if I don't do these exterior practices, God's going to punish me, I'm going to hell. And remember the roles? Remember the 3 roles that we discussed for tonight, the learner roles for the discussion. As a human race, human beings, for tonight for the study, and as immortal beings. So what's there for me? Why do I care about this? As we were there and we had this fear in the press, most probably we all had these fears. And if we haven't developed the understanding, we still carry these fears, even though we may be spiritists, we still carry unconsciously. So we still are doing things with the fear of the punishment. Now, instead of maybe I don't feel like I'm not fearful for going to hell, but I'm fear of going to brow, or I have fear of the obsessor, or I have fear of the law of cause and effect. So we are still carrying this, I don't know if the right word is archetype, but we're still carrying this unconsciously if we don't develop the understanding. And there was a time that we started to develop science. We started to create methods to investigate nature, to understand how nature works, and we started questioning. And eventually, from going from one extreme, which was the blind faith, we went to the contempt faith. So from the authoritarianism of the blind acceptance, we went to the bondage of the non-acceptance. So basically, we became kind of like proud. Oh, I can create all these technologies. I investigate, open the bodies of diseased people and investigate the organs, and I didn't find the soul there. So we assumed that there was no soul anymore. And we assumed that since all the things that we were being told that were not really, by the way, pause on the sentence. Were we, as humankind or as immortal beings, were we really happy with the blind faith? What do you guys think?
If it's not real,
If you can't explain why some bad things happen to you, even if you follow the rules.
If you can understand that God is love, I do everything I was told to do, and I still something bad happened to me, and I call it bad because I don't understand, then the blind faith cannot support that. Now, we kind of move to the other extreme of denying the faith, and we, by going to this process, we are missing something very important for us. Because as a sake of example, I always mention the movie Happy. There is a lot of research done on happiness, and this movie brings in as a documentary. And what is the most wealthy, financially wealthy country in the world?
The United States.
United States. What is the country in the world that have most of the best universities? United States. And what is the most happy country in the world? Self-declared happy, like not because I'm labeled happy, but I when I'm interviewed, I consider myself happy. It's not here. I don't know the answer, but it's not here. That's what the documentary says, that we are not a happy nation. And the indices of depression are really huge, and it's getting worse. So being smart, being materially knowledgeable, can I say what? Doesn't guarantee happiness. And Joanna says that the contempt of faith doesn't dry tears and doesn't calm the anxieties. And so, for the sake of example, there's a story of a man, real story, born in a family of doctors, of university teachers, and speaks many languages, spoke many languages, successfully in his profession, happy, married to a very beautiful woman. He had a very good career, professional career, was recognized, and wealthy, had a nice car, but his daughter was born, his first daughter was born with a very serious heart condition, and not even the best heart hospitals in the world were able to save her. And this man was atheist. And it's interesting because sometimes I talk to friends who are atheists or agnostics, and they claim that the belief in God comes from transmission, like we are taught to believe in God. And I think this story is a proof that we're not only taught to believe in God, it's also inside of us. As the example of this man that after trying all the material resources and he cannot save his child and he loved her, and then instinctively, and something that comes from inside of us, it's the faith, and he prays. He does not necessarily praying to Jesus or to some specific entity, but just have this deep hope of having his child alive and survive the tough time. And so, again, to make a connection to what we were saying before, so the contempt of faith doesn't dry tears and cannot calm all the anxieties of our heart. And so what is the solution? Because if we are not happy with the blind faith, we want to understand, and we were first not questioning at all, and then we went to the other extreme of question everything, non-stop. So what is the balance and the happiness that we're going to develop in the regeneration of the planet, on our regeneration, is going to be in the middle, in the balance, in the rational faith. So faith is interesting reflection for us. There's science, I love science, and science is really important for our lives, especially nowadays. However, the pace that science acquires knowledge cannot be faster than the pace of the revelations. Because there are already spirits who are immature, they already went through the sufferings that we are going through. And there is Jesus who, when the plant was created, he was already perfect. So he already knew everything that we were going to go through. He already knew ever since the beginning. So if we just wait for science to prove the existence of the soul or the continuation of the life after death of the body. It's going to be a lot of suffering until we get there. So we need to, that's the perception of how really faith can help us to be happier now, not to wait for science to get there. As an example, there is a research that there is a strong correlation between forgiveness and curing of cancer, or non-curing cancer by not forgiving. And this is something that we've been taught by Jesus 2,000 years ago. He already knew that and taught us, and took really a long time for science to prove. And even nowadays, it's still going to take time for the whole human race understand and develop forgiveness, even though it's already something that's being proven by science. And Joanna says that the Spiritism, the Spiritist doctrine, its main task is to bring back the modern man to faith. So in the beginning of the night, Katie read the Gospel according to Spiritism, a very nice lesson from Joseph, and it's interesting because it's very connected to the last part of this chapter of Joanna de Angelis, where she says that with the superior kind of faith, the rational faith, we are invited to believe, not because we are told to believe, not because somebody else told, or because it's here in the Spirit's book, because Allan Kardec said, Jesus said, but believe, but ask yourself why. And first to question and to develop these beliefs based on the deep understanding, because then the faith is mine. No matter if I read here or if I learned from somebody, once I understand and makes sense to me, then it's become part of me. And it doesn't matter what the author says, and it helps to the tasks that we have as people in this life. And the faith, Joseph says that the faith is the mother of all the virtues. I really like that. So having faith, and I believe we all here have some kind of faith. And this explains why we are here, we believe in something. And this faith, it's important to develop all the virtues. And the happiness, the pathway to the very plain happiness, it's necessary for us to develop all those virtues. And faith is going to help us to decide, for example, to choose to use my time to develop these virtues, or use my time to analyze myself and figure out what do I need to develop now that's going to impact my life now, which changes to apply. And so it's interesting because they said that through faith, so I acquired the impulse to develop the inner transformation, but also it's contagious. And so also when I'm going through the inner transformation, I influence the other ones around me. And like if you're in the streets and sometimes you meet a person who's asking for money or asking for something, somebody you don't know, and because you already developed the faith and you understand somehow this person as a brother or sister, and you take your time to give something to this person, that person is going to be touched somehow. Even now or later in the future, the person is going to be touched. Somebody who didn't know me, who didn't have any benefits, stopped to give me something, to give me some attention. And so our faith is contagious. And actually, if we just have the intellectual faith, I understand Spiritism a lot, and I can cite the Spirit's book, say the number, and I say the question and the answer. But faith without actions is very empty. And so since we can see these virtues as goals, that they're like short-term goals and long-term goals. Long terms, I'm talking about eternity or perfection, because we still can develop our faith in this life, but it's not going to be like Jesus' faith. So as we develop, I missed the point. Okay, maybe I'll come back to it later. So let's do a little exercise. Got here the Spiritist Doctrine, the books by Allan Kardec. Some kind of like inner review of the teachings of the lesson. Disclaimer, if you have mediumship and doesn't know how to control yet, just keep your eyes open and be tranquil. And if you want to, maybe close your eyes so you can concentrate better. So the goal of this exercise is to do a reflection of the teachings of the night and connecting ourselves with our essence, and then kind of like recap what we learned. So let's take a breath. And you are now in this boat and going through a storm. And you see a light. In this light, you see our master. And you may look at his eyes, his loving eyes, giving you the calmness, giving you the strength. He smiles at you. In his smile, you can really feel how much he loves you. You can feel how much our Father loves you. And gives you strength. Develop your faith. It gives you the willpower to want to develop a rational faith. To let go of the image of a cruel God. To let go of the fear of the unknown. And to embrace a loving Father and the faith of a loving Father. And you can always access this faith for your own regeneration. Now and always. So let us come back. Whenever you want, you can open your eyes. Okay. So I didn't remember the point, but that's okay. The main idea was fast. So here for our study, After the Storm, that's the book which the main study was based on. And chapter 2, the Gospel according to Spiritism. This is like my favorite tool, studying the Gospel. Not just reading, but feeling. Helps me to I believe everybody who read and feels understands the teaching to elevate our vibration pattern and to connect our minds and our hearts to those who wrote, who were spirits, more mature, evolved spirits, like Joanna, Angelis, and Joseph, and others. And so this was the lesson on chapter 19, Faith Remove Mountains. So if you want to know, this is a teaser. How did Jesus walk on water? That it's on the Genesis, the Miracle and Predictions according to Spiritism, chapter 14 and 15. There are a few items there. And Spirit's book is always a very good reference. Things that we say here, not specific each part of that, but it's based on the Spirit's book. And Son of God, recommended movie, not be attached to the shape, to the literal meaning of the Bible, which actually the Gospel according to Spiritism helps us to understand more the meaning of the teachings in the Bible. And here some notice. So we're moving to pass. Now we're doing here, right?